Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Nashira, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Iowa State University.
Hello, thank you so much, Nashira, for that great introduction and welcome. My name is Amy Harker. I am one of our admissions counselors here at Iowa State University. If you wouldn't mind just bearing with me, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here before we get started. Okay, excellent. So as I mentioned, my name is Amy Harker. I am one of our admissions counselors. I'm actually based right here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area and work with students directly in the state of Minnesota and also Wisconsin. So again, welcome. Thank you for being here. So overall, Iowa State University, we are a large public Tier 1 land grant institution. We are located in Ames, Iowa. We have about 30,000 students on campus and about 66,000 is the population of Ames. And again, our student population is counted into that. So just to give you a little bit of perspective there for you. We have students from all over the world on campus. We have students from each of the 50 states and over 110 countries represented currently on campus. We are a Division I institution and part of the Big 12 conference. So for those of you that are maybe interested in athletics or just want to be part of that big game day experience and want to share it and demonstrate that Cyclone pride, you certainly have the great opportunities to do that at the at Iowa State University. We are considered a leader of innovation. So we have a brand new Student Innovation Center. With that Student Innovation Center, we have 4 key pillars that are areas of focus for us: an entrepreneurial mindset, experiential learning, global perspective, and interdisciplinary scope for our students. At our institution, our students have a wide variety of areas of opportunity to get involved and be part of our campus community. We have over 900 clubs and organizations that students can get involved in. We also have great opportunities to study abroad. In fact, we have opportunities on all 7 continents. And also for some of you, if maybe you're not quite sure if you want to study abroad, we do also have great opportunities through the National Student Exchange Program to study at different institutions within the US as well. We also have over 90 different learning communities on campus. Again, these are great opportunities to build those connections, start networking, and also just build within the community of our students as well. All right, on this next slide, you're going to see a list of the 6 different academic colleges that we have at Iowa State University. Within those 6 colleges, we offer 100 different majors. So a couple quick highlights that I do want to point out on this screen, kind of some fun, fast facts for you, is that we were the first public veterinary school in the nation that was established here at Iowa State. Our College of Engineering is one of the largest within the country, and we do offer 14 different programs within our College of Engineering. We just started a brand new one in environmental engineering last year. Our apparel, merchandising, and design program has been ranked in the top 5 in the country, and we do host the largest student-led fashion show across the country at Iowa State. Our College of Engineering, as well as our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, host among the largest career fairs again in the country. This is really important when it comes time to doing, again, more networking out in your professional fields and building those connections. 91% of our graduates are employed or in graduate or professional school within 6 months after graduation. Each of our 6 colleges has their own career services advising staff. This is a great benefit to our students as they get to know those advisors. Those advisors get to know you as students, the industry, as well as the employers and hiring managers within those colleges and within those industries. One thing I do want to point out too, if you're like me, when I was in high school, I really did not know what I wanted to study. We also have something called an open option program, which falls within our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And those students are for students that are maybe undecided or undeclared of terms that you've heard maybe before. And really, we provide some additional resources and advising opportunities to really help guide you to make sure that you find the correct career path for you. Then this next slide, I want to talk a little bit about the admission process and application and scholarship process at Iowa State University. The first thing I do want to make sure to mention is that for our seniors in the group here this evening, we are test optional for the fall of 2022. For my juniors and sophomores, I apologize, but we don't quite know that yet, so stay tuned. We do accept certainly our own application, or we do accept a common application. We offer rolling admission at Iowa State, so we don't have any deadlines from application standpoint. So just to let you know that. One thing that's kind of unique at Iowa State is that we do allow students to self-report their information. So you will self-report your GPA, your core classes, as well as your ACT or SAT information if you do choose to submit that. So certainly wanted to let you know that there. One other thing I do want to point out is that our juniors, if we have juniors in the group here this evening, we have a really great program that's called our Cyclone Advantage program, or the CAP program. There's a couple great benefits to this. It certainly would allow you an opportunity to start entering some information in. It's definitely not an application, but would give you some insight on admissibility in the future. And it would allow you to apply to our institution 2 weeks earlier next summer than anyone else could. And then the last thing I want to mention is scholarships. We are an out-of-state institution for you in Minnesota here, but just know that we do offer pretty significant academic merit-based awards for our students. And that's not a separate application. That truly is an application. When you're applying to Iowa State, you're also applying for those academic merit-based awards. For those that qualify, those do range from $7,000 to $11,000. And then we do also offer something called the One App, which is additional scholarships that come directly from our colleges and some of our departments as well. And last, I'm going to leave you with some information here. Here's my contact information. You're welcome to put any questions in the Q&A. I'm happy to answer those, or don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. I'm happy to help you, and we'd love to see you come visit campus as well. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, Iowa State University. We'll now have Lake Superior College.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, also please bear with me really quickly while I get my presentation up. My name is Leah Vornat. My pronouns are she, her, and I work for Lake Superior College as a regional admissions representative. Just like Amy, I'm also located in the Twin Cities, although LSC is located in beautiful Duluth, Minnesota. So we are part of the Minnesota State Community and Technical College, which consists of 30 colleges and 7 universities. So there's lots of options, or endless options, I would say. And I'll touch on that a little bit later. But you can see from this image here, our campus is absolutely stunning. We sit right by Lake Superior, or up on the hill in Duluth. And so there's lots of hiking, biking, gorgeous views of Lake Superior. A lot of people talk up the outdoors of Duluth, but if that's not totally your thing, that's okay too. It's still a large urban area, so there's lots of shopping, a beautiful downtown, and everything else to do that's inside too. So with that being said, some of our most popular programs, or I should say we have over 90 programs, and typically we see students fall into like one of two buckets, so to speak. And so there are students who come in for a program that's very hands-on, career focused, and really in an in-demand field. And those are programs that you can also complete in about 2 years or less. And so those are things like dental hygiene, welding. We have an aviation maintenance program, as well as a pilot program, nursing, rad tech, surgical tech, a lot in healthcare. And then we also have a commercial and residential wiring program, auto body, out of service, firefighting, and also an EMT program. So students tend to do when they do things like that, most of these programs actually have a 100% job placement rate, but overall it's 97%. So really, really great options, a really great return on investment for those career-focused programs. And then we also have students, actually about 30 to 40% of our students who are either undecided, maybe they're unsure, or maybe they just want to save lots of money on their way to a bachelor's degree. So those students do a transfer program. So whether that's a Minnesota State Transfer Pathway program, that's a 2+2. So 2 years at LSC, 2 years at a Minnesota State University, and that would equate then to that 4-year bachelor's degree. Otherwise, students can also do like a general AA, liberal arts degree, and transfer outside of the Minnesota state system. So it really depends on where a student would like to transfer to, but there are options for both. The zero textbook cost, that's a really cool option. Our students who are doing a pathway or an AA degree can actually complete that entire AA degree without any textbook costs, which is really, really awesome. And then actually for students who are in any of the career focused programs as well, if a course offers that, they can certainly take that and take advantage of that as well. And so if you don't live in Duluth, where do you live when you come to campus? So we are a community and technical college, and it's not very common that community and technical colleges have housing. And so we want to make sure that we give the resources, and this is that. We have off-campus student apartments. We partner with some rental companies in the area, and so they have rooms available for our students. These are very student focused, so you live with other students from the area if you're familiar with like UMD or St. Scholastica or University of Wisconsin Superior. And they actually have a shuttle that goes between campus and the apartments. So that's a nice student focused area as well. Otherwise, if you really want like a dorm experience or a university experience, our students can live in the dorms at UW Superior, which is about 15-20 minutes away by car. And so you'd be able to live in the dorm, have a meal plan, which is really great if you're not so keen on cooking, and then also be a part of UW Superior's student life. So I think that's a pretty cool option, and we have about maybe 100 or so students that do that each year. We will also have near campus housing coming soon. So the pandemic has sort of delayed plans a little bit, and I don't want to give a certain date, but hopefully for any juniors on the call this evening, that will hopefully be ready by the time you would be a student at LSC. We do have Yellow Bite Coffee Cafe on our campus, which is really, really neat because students can actually have a meal plan card, and students also save 10% always. So that's a nice option as well. And then for our admissions information, we are, like I said, a Minnesota State Community and Technical College, and I really like to refer to that as like an open access, no barrier admissions. And so we have a free application, which is really, really great. And I would just point out, I was a first generation low income student. And I didn't know that if I couldn't afford to apply to a school, that I could certainly reach out and let the school know or let the counselor know. So if that's you, don't be afraid to reach out to the college or university that you are looking to attend. Otherwise, we do not require any ACT, SAT, or GPA requirements. Again, it's open admissions, open enrollment. And with that being said, everybody who works in admissions is really kind, really open, really caring, and we want to hear from you. So please visit our campus and reach out to us with any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Lake Superior College. We'll now have South Dakota State University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan Vandekieft, as you know, with South Dakota State University, and happy to join you tonight. I'm from Minnesota myself, so definitely partial to the opportunity to be with you. A few basic stats and kind of facts and figures about the university can be seen here, kind of in that lower left corner. You see our location. We're actually right along the South Dakota-Minnesota border, so shorter drive for most than you maybe would expect. But we're the largest public university in South Dakota, and we are the land grant university. And I think what's important to know about that term land grant is really what that means is we're a very comprehensive university in terms of academic programming offerings, campus activities, but also it means that there's access to you. And I think that's really important part of that land grant mission is it's not left to just a certain elite group, but you're going to be able to pursue those opportunities on our campus. You'll notice that we have students from almost all 50 states and about 74 different countries. Minnesota makes up our second highest state of enrollment. So I think it's a great opportunity. You'll see some familiar faces, but also a great opportunity to meet a lot of new people from different backgrounds along the way. Those connections are so important. You see those basic facts and figures related to class size and student to faculty ratio. And I think what those really represent is that opportunity to have that access to those professors, to be able to have them know you and be able to make those referrals when an internship opportunity or a job opportunity comes along. You're going to have that at your disposal. You'll notice campus safety and seeing kind of pretty small print there, but the last couple of years been recognized as that safest college campus in South Dakota. That's really important. And you see that on a national level as well. So a lot goes into that campus safety here on campus. A couple of fun facts, or at least one fun fact right in the middle, you see 60 flavors of SDSU ice cream. And we can kind of hang our hat on creating and inventing cookies and cream right here on our campus. So anytime you visit campus, you got to try a scoop while you're with us. But last, I would just point out two things. And that's that top 5 best value university nationally and best total package in South Dakota. And I think what that really relates to is coming to SDSU for an affordable degree, but also a quality degree. And when you're on campus and talking with those professors, I think you're going to be able to see those observable signs of quality in a lot of different areas. As we talk about academic programs, I just wanted to briefly highlight some of those broad areas that we're offering those. And I like these slides because it's very visual. You get a chance to see a little bit about what's happening in the classroom and in those applied learning environments, which relate to that top tier research university status. We've got programs closely connected to ag, food, and environmental science. Most recently, a partnership with the University of Minnesota for our students to begin their veterinary medicine program here at SDSU and continue on to the U of M. We're an emerging leader in precision agriculture and just opened up a $46 million facility, which is just an outstanding addition to our campus. You see students studying in these arts and humanities and social sciences. So whether I'm interested in business, design, performing arts, modern languages, social sciences, you're going to find a lot here for you. You're going to find educators aspiring to impact our young lives and minds of the future. You're going to see service industries, similar to what you see here in nutrition and dietetics and exercise science, but also programs like aviation and hospitality and nonprofit work. In our College of Engineering, that's going to include engineering degrees, but also technology degrees, math and science, statistics, computer science. So there's more than just engineering here. Natural science is going to include programs for aspiring physicians and optometrists and doctors. So you'll be taking classes in our human cadaver lab, as well as some of the others here across our campus. College of Nursing will include students pursuing nursing careers, primarily through a standard track program that includes outstanding simulation and clinical experience. And then finally, Pharmacy and Allied Health is going to include a 6-year PharmD program, number 3 nationally in pass rates in any given year. And that's on that national licensing exam. And then medical lab science and respiratory care are also there. So when you think about some of those logistics of just getting to South Dakota State, part of that, it all starts with the application process. We utilize rolling admission. Now's a great time of your senior year to be able to apply. Just want to mention we are test optional and do accept the ACT super score to meet those requirements. So we're looking for you to just meet one in the middle and then along the right to get on track with those courses. I think this speaks back to that land grant mission and that we're a university creating that opportunity and that access for you at SDSU. In terms of your costs, Minnesota residents are in that middle column, which is in close proximity to what our resident students would be paying. But if you're a child of an SDSU alum, we're going to be moving you over to that first column there with our resident students. To help offset some of those costs, did want to highlight our scholarships. And here you'll see the Jackrabbit Guarantee Scholarship Program. That test optional component comes in here as well, where if you just had a GPA, we could have you go all the way across to that far right column and a minimum guarantee. Otherwise, we're looking at the intersection of those. And we're about to make some updates to this here for our next year. So you're looking at some values for the fall of 2021 students that just entered here this fall. So that update will be coming soon. So just a reminder, those are annual amounts. That concludes a lot of the information I have. Currently, we're offering campus visit dates Monday through Friday, selected Saturdays. I would love to see you on campus real soon. So thanks for the time tonight.
All right, thank you, South Dakota State University. We'll now have Augsburg University.
Hello, everyone. Please bear with me as I share my screen. I hope you can see this right now. My name is Samaya Junaid. I am one of the first-year counselors at Augsburg University, and I use she, her, hers pronouns. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before I start talking about Augsburg University, there are some of the main highlights that I would like to talk about, which I will explain in detail as I move forward. One of them to be considered is the location of Augsburg University. We are located pretty close to downtown Minneapolis and in a very diverse community. Then when we talk about that diversity of the community, it's reflected right onto our campus, which it attracts the demographics of the students that we have here. So the kind of community that you will be learning with and learning from. So those are some of the considerations that I would like you to keep in mind as we move forward in this presentation. Quick facts, as I mentioned, we are a private university. We're located very close to downtown Minneapolis in a neighborhood called Cedar Riverside. We are a liberal arts college, which means our focus is on fine arts, humanities, and sciences. Even though we offer 50+ majors, you will be dipping your toes in some of these areas. And that is as part of our core curriculum, how it's built. So you get to, explore all these different horizons and, gain more perspectives. So that's a really interesting thing that you will see when you come here. Being very close to the main city of our main, downtown area, we call our classes we call our city an extension of our classes. So we are really about the experiential learning, which again, I'll be talking about later. But you will be studying with and from a population of 2,200 undergraduate students. Once you're here on campus, you will see that it's a relatively smaller class size of about 15 students. And that really helps students get that rapport with the professors if they need help. If you're anything like me and you're afraid of asking questions, definitely that small class size helps build that rapport and make you feel more comfortable in the classroom setting. A little bit more about the location. As you can see, that red box is the neighborhood that we're located in, and the blue and green lines are the light trails that cross very close to campus. So we have 2 stations for the blue and green light trail very close to our campus, and students can use that for free through our Augie Metro Pass. You can also use the buses for free, so it's very easy to commute around the city, whether you're moving towards St. Paul or you're going to the Minneapolis St. Paul Airport or the Mall of America. So it's pretty convenient that way. And in the blue triangle, you can see that's the Augsburg campus. So we are located very close to the Mississippi River. The entire trail right next to the Mississippi River is absolutely beautiful. It goes up to the Stone Arch Bridge, again, very close to campus. You can take, a 30-minute walk if you are anything like me and you like to be outside in the nature. But yes, that is something that you can have all the time to explore. You can even get a better look of our campus if you are unable to visit us through our virtual tour. Here's a link that I have in the presentation, but we would love to host you. So please, if you have the time and are able, please make sure to come to campus so we can give you a tour around. So what it would be like being a student at Augsburg University, again, you'll be, as I said earlier, we are a reflection of our community and the neighborhood that we are located in. So you will be a part of the most diverse private institution in Minnesota. And I say that because we are 56, the student population is 56% who recognize as students of color. We are also top 30 in the LGBTQI plus friendly institution. And even though we are a Lutheran associated college, only 15% of the students that go to Augsburg identify with their Lutheran belief. So you will see a lot of diversity in beliefs and religion over here at campus as well. And a third of the class that comes in the fall is normally a transfer class or transfer students. So you have plenty of people coming from different walks of life who are going to be with you. And as I mentioned earlier, the city is an extension of our classes. So being very close to downtown also helps you find great employment opportunities. We partner with 16 Fortune 500 companies. So through our Career Center, you can have plenty of internship, job placement opportunities that you can get during the course of your study. We also offer study abroad and study away, short-term and long-term. If you are interested in that, you can, take that opportunity to go abroad, or if you're not comfortable with that, you can definitely stay within the US. We offer a study away in New York City. We also have plenty of volunteer opportunities on and off campus. We have plenty of student services, as I mentioned earlier, Career Center, Advising Center, and plenty of support services for students from different ethnic and circumstantial backgrounds. Talking a little bit about admission process, we are a test-free institution. We only look at the high school transcript, official high school transcript, but that does not determine the entire admission admission decision. We look at it holistically. So any contribution that you have made athletically or within other aspects of your high school life, or if you've been doing a job, we look at all of that. You can apply through Common App, our Augsburg online application, or through Act 6. Our total cost of attendance would come with meal plan and room and board comes to about $52,000. But that does not mean that we don't offer scholarships. We actually have pretty good statistics when it comes to scholarships. 100% of our students receive scholarships. And there are plenty of ways to even receive a full tuition through Augsburg Promise Grant and Augsburg Full Tuition Scholars. And since I'm running out of time, here is my contact information. If there's any more questions that you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you, Augsburg University. We'll have Temple University, Japan campus next.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can see my presentation. All right, so everyone, good morning, good evening, what have you. My name is Kelly Nuibe. I represent Temple University Japan campus, TUJ for short. And yes, I did say Japan. I am based here in Tokyo, so I'm coming at you live from Japan. We are a day ahead, so hello there. Happy Friday from Tokyo. I can tell you the day is going to end well, don't worry, you'll be fine. And just in case you're wondering, what is the time difference? Because I do get students from Minnesota. Right now it's 9:30 a.m. So it's not that bad. When you get home from work as a parent, you can call your child and see how they're doing in Tokyo. So very convenient there. Will this work? All right, there we go. All right, so for those of you who don't know us, Temple University's main campus is on the East Coast in the US. We have our second campus here in Rome, Italy, followed by the third campus in Tokyo, Japan. We are fully accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education in the US. So yes, it is possible for students to go to all three campuses. It's also possible for our students to take advantage of any of our study abroad programs around the world. world. And yes, it is possible for students to come to Tokyo for all 4 years and earn their US bachelor's degree here in Japan. Here are some key points on why students choose our TUJ Japan campus specifically. The first reason is the quality education our students are receiving. As I mentioned, we are fully accredited. You are being paid, you are paying tuition to be challenged. So don't expect things to be easy. We want you to work hard so that you can be prepared to work in any field. Students will have homework, but that's a good thing, right? You're paying to get challenged. Another reason why students choose us is the diversity. We bring in students from around the world. We have students who are Japanese, but spent time in Minnesota. We have students who are American, but spent their time, growing up in Hong Kong and attending a British school system. It's a really cool, diverse population, and it's so great to see students get along. Third reason why students choose us are the study options. This looks like a small list, but it is quite comprehensive when you compare us to other universities in Japan. The Japan campus is liberal arts based, so courses are interdisciplinary. All of our high school students can apply as undeclared. It is okay to change their major later. Some of the most popular majors include international business studies, international affairs, art. We are part of the Tyler School of Art, which is one of the top art schools in the US. Because students are earning a BA in art in our Japan campus, there is no portfolio review. Another popular major is communication studies, which encompasses film production and journalism. Fourth reason why students choose us is the affordability. A lot of times people think, Japan, that's too expensive or it's too far. Don't worry, there are ways to get here. Our Japan tuition, we charge the same rate for all students regardless of their residence. So students are paying the same rate that a Japanese national pays. That is quite affordable when you compare us to a public university out of state and a private university on the low end. So in many ways, it's cheaper for students to go out of country than it is to go out of state. Because we are an American university, we also accept financial aid, GI Bill benefits, and also give out merit-based scholarships. Here again are those three items that I mentioned. They have the QR code, so later on when you're watching this recording, you can get your smartphone and refer to the website that I'm talking about. Here is the Temple University code when you are ready to apply for financial aid. Merit-based scholarships, what does that mean? It's based on how well you do in school now. So make sure you guys are keeping those grades up. Again, here are the checklist, quick links for you. I will go over the application checklist in detail now. So to apply, you do have the online application, or if you want to apply through the Common App, we accept that as well. Test scores I'll get to in a bit. Transcripts can be sent electronically through a digital service that is approved by our university. That includes Parchment or Naviance, or your high school can email it to us directly. There is a personal statement. We want to know why you're interested in Japan and TUJ specifically, as well as the application fee. If you are a native English speaker, you can apply as test optional. That means we do not need to see your SAT or ACT score. Fifth reason why students choose us is the career prep. Our career development center does a great job with helping students with the part-time job search, with internships, full-time employment. One thing to note is that there are so many international companies located in Tokyo. So even if our students do internships, they're basically getting their foot in the door to the world. Fun fact here, 3M has headquarters in Tokyo. So it is, something to consider in the future. Even though you're in Japan, you're not limited to a career only in Japan. If you're looking to connect with our students, probably following us on social media is the best way. Instagram's our main account, but that's our handle across most of our platforms. It's a really great way to see what life is like through our students' eyes. Or you can catch us on the virtual road. We have many webinars and sample lessons. Right now in 2 weeks, we're going to have a sample lesson taught by our economics professor. So it's going to be amazing. Make sure you don't miss out. If you have any questions, you can contact us directly. Our inbox accepts emails 24/7. I may not be able to reply right away, but don't worry, I will when I wake up. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can type it in chat or email directly. Thank you.
Thank you. And so if everyone could join me back on their cameras for a quick question and answer session. All right, we're going to start with Iowa State University. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I think one of my key pieces of advice would be not to judge a book by its cover. And when I say that, I'm talking specifically about costs. I think, and I will be honest, I've worked for public, both small, large institutions. I've worked for private institutions. And I think sometimes that's a misconception, or that's something that unfortunately families make a decision based on that cost of attendance, that sticker price that they see on the website. And I can tell you that for most institutions, students do not actually pay that. So I think it's really important to really, if it is the college that you're interested in, I would encourage you to still apply, still visit, still work with an admissions counselor, and really see the process through. And then once you find out, when you get your financial aid offer letter, that will then list out that cost of attendance, but then also any grants, loans, scholarships, et cetera, that you may be receiving to determine what that school will really cost for you. So that would be my piece of advice to share with everyone.
All right, thank you. And then just really quickly, Iowa State University, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Yeah, another good question. I think one thing I would love for students to learn or remember about us is truly the opportunities that are available that we have for students. Again, with a large campus, the Tier 1 land grant research institution, and then just student involvement, academic programs. So I would say opportunity.
Awesome. Lake Superior College, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Yeah, so we're a community and technical college, and I think that there's oftentimes like a stigma or a oh my goodness. There's a stigma against community colleges. And so one thing that I would say is, to break that mold is we actually have students from 47 states and 20 countries. So it's not something that I think a lot of students would expect. So that's what I'll go with.
Okay. And what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process? This is to Lake Superior College.
Me again, what's one myth I would like to debunk? That's a good question. And I actually don't know if I can give a true answer to that. Working for a community and technical college, we have open enrollment and open admissions, like truly no barriers. And so that's, I guess I just want people to know that. So it's not a debunking anything, but just know that there are lots of options for students out there.
Thank you so much. South Dakota State University, what's one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I think as I talk with students, sometimes there's that perception that I'm not prepared or there's not a school for me. And I think just tonight is a really good example of the variety in post-secondary educational options and pathways for you. It might require some exploration to see which might fit you the best. But whatever those passions and those interests are, I think if you're committed to exploring those, then you're going to find a great school and a great institution for you that's going to prepare you for a future, both professionally as well as personally.
And so what's one thing you want students to remember about South Dakota State University?
Oh, let's see. Well, I think that the first thing I would love, this is kind of from the Minnesota standpoint, is that perception of how far away SDSU really is. We're not in the Black Hills. We're actually really close to you. So it's probably a shorter drive than you would imagine. But one fun thing that's coming to campus that I think it'll be fun to come check out, we're getting the Starship robots for food delivery. So come take a look at those, and maybe you can order those as well and get something delivered while you're on campus.
Thank you. Augsburg University, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, I think that would be an advice and a myth as well that I would like to debunk. That would be, thinking that you have to know what you want to do once you get into college, or before, you have to know what major you have to do or what's your eventual goal. College was all about exploring. So my advice is come with an open mind to explore. You don't necessarily have to know what you're supposed to do. And just, take in all the different experiences that you're going to get. Be open for challenges, opportunities. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, what's one thing you want students to remember about Augsburg University?
Well, there is definitely the highlight that I would say is the community that we have on campus. If you're looking for a place that offers, a vibrant, diverse campus, and I'm not just talking about the campus, but also the community. You can step outside Augsburg and still experience the same diversity. If you're looking for that, then that Augsburg is something that you probably should keep in mind.
Right. And Temple University, Japan campus, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
We're in Japan, period. We're an American university. It's one of the very, very few places you can go in Japan and get an American degree. We're actually the only university here with American degrees as well as master's degrees and PhD opportunities. So it is a very great place to create your career and academic paths. And just because we're in Japan doesn't mean you're going to be so lost. Classes are in English, so you do not need to know Japanese to apply.
Okay. And then my last question of the night, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admission process?
I would say the myth is that a lot of times people will look at rankings to determine their decisions in choosing a college. I would say don't do that. And the anecdote that I have here is I had a student tell me, she said, I have to go to ABC University in Japan because my grandma said it's the top school in Japan. And I said, that's great. That's amazing. There is truth to it. But, it's all a matter of perspective, because if you look at the world rankings, Temple University Japan ranks higher. So it's all a matter of perspective. You shouldn't be looking at the rankings. You should be looking at the fit. Does this school have the program you're looking for? Does this school have the activities you want, the interaction and the support services and career development you want? Does it have the technical classes that you're looking for? Really think about what is going to match you personally.
Right. Well, I want to thank you all so much for being with us today. And I want to thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Minnesota. Thank you all so much and have a great one.